please do so. Now, so we discovered that what was wrong with ITIL version 3, not really wrong, but the way people saw it was it kind of gave people this mindset, or this silo working mindset, that service operation is different from service design, or service design is different from service transition. So people kind of see themselves or organize themselves around those life cycle phases, as we call them. But now we just felt, no, everybody works together. So whether you are in service strategy, so let me quickly write. So whether you're in service strategy in version 3, or service design, or service transition, or service operation, or CSI, that we all work together. Because normally we have a lot of senior management here. So if we just write something here, we have a lot of senior management here. And when it comes to design, we have a lot of UI. We have a lot of UI, UX, as you all know, UI UX designers. We've got architects. We've got architects working. We've got BA working. And here as well, don't forget, we've got BA working as well. And ETC, let me just put ETC there. And when it comes to service transition, we've got developers. We've got developers working. We've got DevOps, DevOps guys. We've got the QAs. Those are the testers working as well. And when it comes to service operation, we've got, and don't forget, we've got BA as well, because BA kind of runs across. When it comes to service operation, we have service desk. We have the field, to some extent, field engineers, some other engineers there. And likewise, we have BA there as well. I'm going to be coming back to that. And when it comes to CSI, we've got BA, and we've got the service manager and all of those other guys working there. Now, so many a times, people then see them as departments. So they organize themselves around these departments. So now, all right, Shukwa, I'm going to come back to you on this. So Shukwa is asking, where is the PM across all of these? So most of the time, the PM will come in right about here at the end of these up to this point. So PM will possibly be at that, within those phases. But I'm going to come back to that as we go along. Okay, yes, I'll come back to that. So the PM will be in between, because before any PM can start work, there must have been an opportunity, or there must have been a problem. And those could have been clarified during service strategy. And the BA as well could have taken those problems or opportunities, defined them further by gathering requirement, that is what will be required to solve the problem or to cash in on the opportunity before a project manager then implements. Because a project manager basically is an implementer who then has quite a number of people reporting to him or her in implementing the solutions, like the developers or the even DevOps. Sometimes, they work, not sometimes, they work with project managers. And then we have the testers as well. That's the QA guys working with the project manager. Likewise, the BA as well is still working with the project manager to interpret whatever requirement they had gathered at the beginning to those people implementing the requirement. All right, so in ITIL version 3, a lot of people then tend to organize themselves around this, which is not a bad thing. But the problem there is that silo mentality, that, oh, we are just in design. Oh, I'm just in transition. I'm just a developer, without really giving any so much consideration to the problem that we solve. All right, so somebody is saying, who is a BA? I'm going to talk about that as well, but generally for now, a BA is a business analyst, okay? Business analyst, that is a BA, okay? So I'll come back to that as well, Lloyd, or Luis, yes. All right, now, in ITIL version 4, we said, no, let's put them together as a team, because everybody is working together as a team. Everybody is working together as a team, and we shouldn't create a kind of system that makes people see themselves as different departments. And that was what actually gave rise to what we call ITIL 4. And ITIL 4 is driven or governed by this particular system that we have here. This system has 5 parts. Okay, let me go back to where I came from. So ITIL version 4 has number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So ITIL version 4 has 5 main components. And these 5 main components are required in delivering value to our customers, meaning in translating their problem or the opportunity that they have into value for them. So if a service provider does not have all of these in place, it's going to be quite difficult to deliver optimal value to any customer. Now, let me take it further a little bit. What do we mean by principles? What are principles? Principles generally, come back to that. Yes, principles generally are the guiding obligations that actually help us to do the right thing. So, for instance, let me make it so simple. If we talk about principles generally in life, and we say somebody is principled, we mean, if we say you are principled, it means you are predictable. It means we know what to expect from you each time. We know that you're not going to just change overnight, right? We know what you stand for, and we know exactly what you stand against. So when we say somebody is principled, we can expect consistency from such an individual. We can expect to a very large extent repeatability, that you're going to repeat whatever you have done in the past. Why? Because you are guided by some kind of values. So ITIL starts by saying that for any service to make any sense, right, there must be, every service provider must have these 7 principles. They must live by them. And as we go through what I'm going to be talking about very soon, I'm going to be coming back to these 7 principles. So I'm going to take them at the right time and not just bore you with whatever they mean for now. But just know that we need to be principled in order to be able to deliver consistent and repeatable, high quality service or services to our customers. So that's the first thing that ITIL version 4 talks about. And the second thing it talks about is the fact that we need governance, which I did not create any slide for, but just to quickly talk you through it. Governance is just how a particular entity is directed or controlled. So if a particular entity is well controlled, it means there will be policies in place, there will be rules in place. It means anybody cannot just do anything. But when we have a system that is not well governed, it means anything goes. It then becomes like Animal Farm, where there is we have one set of rules for some guys and another set of rules for some other guys, So we need governance in place, and I'll be coming back to that. And the next thing that we have within the ITIL 4 is the service value chain. And that's where we're going to pitch our tent today, service value chain. So what exactly is service value chain? You see, that middle itself is what we call the service value chain. And the service value chain, let me write it here, they are verbs. And if you remember, in primary school, we said verbs are action words, okay? They're action words like activities. So there are things that we do to deliver value to a customer or to a set of customers. Now, what's the first activity here? Just notice on this diagram. We do not have any arrow between engage and plan, or between plan and design or obtain. So there are no arrows here. They do not exist, because all of these can happen in parallel. All of these activities can happen at the same time, and we can start from any of them, or we can start with any of them. You see, but key thing is there is no way we're going to solve anybody's problem or help any customer to capture any value in life without at one point in time or at one point or the other carrying out any, or all of these activities. Activities such as engage. And I'm going to be coming back to that because this is our real focus for today's webinar. And then two, we're going to be talking about planning. There's no way you're not going to plan as a service provider. There's no way you're not going to design and transition whatever we build at the end of the day into an operational environment. And there's no way we're not going to obtain probably buying from an existing product or connecting our application or service with an existing service through API or any of those. And when we obtain or build, then we deploy and we then support. We deliver and support the service when our end users are using the product or the service. But while we're doing all of this, we need to improve as well. So we have six service value chain activities. So that's one, and in no particular order, guys. I'm just listing 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So every service provider will, at one point or the other, will engage in these activities in order to produce the product or the services that will deliver value to our customers. And as an IT guy or business analyst, that's management guy, whether you're a business analyst or you're a project manager or you're a product manager, management side of things, you need to understand how all of these activities, how they come together. So whether you are from the management or technical side of things, okay? I think some messages come in here. Okay, some people are asking about traditional waterfall or agile. Okay, if we have time, we can come back to that. All right, but for now, let's focus on the service value chain activities. So the middle of the pack, the middle of the entire system is what we call service value chain, and the service value chain itself has six main activities. So let me go back to where we're coming from. So the ITIL 4 system has principles. Number 2 has governance. That's the organizational governance, that's directional control. And at the middle, we have the service value chain, and that's where the transformational work actually takes place. Because what gets things done is work. No other thing. So the only thing that gets things done in life are verbs. They are verbs, action. Without action, nothing is done forever. We can keep dreaming. We can even keep talking. Talk, dream, or dreams, we never get anything done. So what gets things done are verbs, and those are the service value chain. And the verbs we produce, the nouns. Nouns, those are the deliverables like service or product or house or whatever you are trying to achieve in life, or certification. So the only thing that will get things done are those verbs. But when you then getting things done, when you're carrying out those activities at the middle, you need to know some things. You need to know how to engage. You need to know how to plan. You need to know how to design, how to transition, how to build, how to support. You need to know how to improve. So how do we then do those? How? Some people may call them like knowledge areas that you need to have. Okay, those hows are what we call, that's the how, they are what we call practices. They used to be called, part of it, or something that looks similar to that. If you have done IT version 3, they used to be called processes, but they are not really processes. They are just practices, some things that teach us about how to get things done. Okay, so they are not really processes, actually. So the name had been changed to practices, which actually tells us how to actually get those activities done. And as we get those activities done, nobody is perfect in life. There is nobody. So since we are not perfect, it means whatever system or product that we may have created as well cannot be perfect. So we're going to continually need improvement. So we then need part of the activities as well. It means part of the activity and is part of the system. So, and that tells us how important that is. that is part of the activity and it's part of the system. It's a component in the system as well. That's continual improvement, because we cannot be perfect. And again, we cannot wait until we've built a perfect product or a perfect service before we launch. You know, some people were asking about waterfall and agile. I'll come back to that. And agile believes that we cannot be perfect now. So why not let's just release something and get feedback from our customers. And as the customers derive value from it, they may see other values that they can actually get from the service that we're talking about. Yes, somebody just said MVP. Yes, I mean, we're going to be talking about that as well as we go. That's the minimum viable product. That is, let's do a little and show it to the customer to see whether it's working. So ITIL is kind of looking at the way we work today, end to end, from having a problem or spotting an opportunity here to transforming that opportunity or transforming the problem to value for our customers.